Welcome to the Firearms Insider Gun and Gear Review Podcast, episode 162. This is the 10 Ultimate Christmas Gifts Under $100 guide. On this show, we showcase gun reviews, gear, and anything else that gun enthusiasts may be looking for. We strive to evaluate products from an unbiased and honest perspective. I'm your host, Ryan Cross, from the Firearms Radio Network, your source for broadcasts for shooters, hunters, and gun enthusiasts. This week we're going to be covering 10 products under $100 that would be perfect gifts for any of the gun lovers, sportsmen, or generally anyone that's still on your Christmas list this year. Hopefully we're recording it and releasing it at a date which it's still useful to you if you're still getting some last minute shopping in. So this week we got Sean from Black Bag Resources, Chad, Rob, and Tony in the house. How's it going, guys?
What's up, bud?
Awesome.
So this is going to be a pretty cool show because I actually opened the floor to all these guys to let them add products as they see fit. So it's not just me picking the stuff. So we've got some choices from Chad and some of the other guys. So we are going to be brushing through. Sean's got kind of a limited time. He's available to be on the air with us. And so we're going to cover 10 things in one show. So we're going to have to move forward a little quickly. So real quick, what did everyone do in guns this week, and keep it to like a minute. Starting with Sean.
I picked up where Tony left off with the Project Sabertooth. Tony came over Sunday and we got that thing together in a decent amount of time that probably would have been a lot quicker had we actually followed the directions like we were supposed to. Right? Yeah. The project always goes a little bit slower when you do it and you go, oh, we were supposed to do this first before we did that. All right, take that off and let's start over again. And when you do that 2 or 3 times, it really slows you down a little bit. But if you saw the pictures Tony posted earlier this week, it is together. It's up. It's ready to fire. We need to settle on what we're going to do as far as an optic and then get that sucker out to the range.
So for those that don't know, Project Sabertooth is that's the SKS that's been outfitted with that chassis. So it uses the AR-15 stock and pistol grip.
AR-15 stock and pistol grip. It's from Matador Arms out of Canada. They do have a U.S. distributor, and it just gives your SKS more versatility with Picatinny rails, and then with the optic rail, it allows you to have a veritable power scope with a shorter eye relief. So you can pretty much squeeze all the accuracy you can out of an SKS because you don't have to have it with a long eye relief scope or a red dot. You can actually go with variable scope.
Cool. So Tony, did you do anything else in guns this week?
Yeah, I actually showed up for the Coalition of New Jersey Firearms Owners, had a Second Amendment photo shoot for their new brochure that they're coming out to instruct people in New Jersey how to get a firearms ID card and also a pistol purchase permit. So we were at Garden State Shooting Center yesterday, and we had a photo shoot between 2 and 5. And I was actually there, and I met some really cool people. There was like 6 of us for the brochure, and a lot of pictures were taken. It'll be a while probably before these are edited out, all the releases are signed, and then they have it printed up. But these brochures are going to appear throughout New Jersey and all the gun shops in the state. So you'll be seeing my mug in a lot of photos, hopefully, or at least my hand and my back.
Geez, your modeling career is really taking off.
Hey, I'm a stud. What can you say? You can't hold a brother back.
Ever since that Henry commercial.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, they figured out Tony makes a pretty good billboard if you put your logo on it.
Nice.
Yes, and much like the Henry commercial, I showed up with a Batman shirt on. So as soon as Ryan Cross...
I was going to say, if you had a logo, Tony, if you had your own logo, you would be able to do so much with that.
Especially from a
your own
quality
logo.
Company like, I don't know, Hunter of Design, or even
you can make
patch company.
If you had a logo, you could make patches and hats and T-shirts.
I don't know who to go to. I need to talk to gun channels and see who they get those patches for, every second.
Nice. So, Rob, did you do anything guns this week?
No.
No.
Apparently got me all choked up, man. I didn't do anything in guns this week.
Apparently, Rob just ate a handful of black powder.
That counts. That counts. What about you, Chad?
I'm kind of on the same thing. The usual carry. That's about it because I'm boring.
I think we both carried when we went and got Christmas trees this week, didn't we?
Yeah. Well, it's part of the
Oh.
everyday. You have to do it anyway. So you carry everywhere, and getting Christmas trees, I guess, counts.
Yeah,
No,
that's
carrying
right.
counts? Well, yeah, I carried, but I mean, I didn't do anything range-wise or shooting-wise or...
I
Yeah,
kind of feel like carry, unless you're Tony, carrying is just a baseline.
yeah, that's probably true.
Hey, that's all right.
Sorry.
Tony's actually going to change that, and I'm going to start carrying just to get used to carrying.
What, you're
There
gonna
you
move
go.
to Pennsylvania?
No, I'm just not going to leave my house when I do it.
Oh, okay.
I like to carry with a high point on each ankle because it's a good weight training regiment.
Actually,
You're going to be huge.
Don't skip
Actually,
leg day.
I think
Yeah,
that's
don't
how the
forget
mob.
arm day.
I think that's how the mob drowns people.
So I actually, it was pretty cool. I went to my my fiance's company's Christmas party, which was an ugly sweater party. But the owner of the company actually got a tactical firearms instructor out there to just briefly talk about self-defense in the home and training. And he brought a virtual simulator with him to the Christmas party. So we all got to shoot your choice of playing either the zombie modes or the range modes or the criminal town where everyone's a bad guy and you get to shoot them indiscriminately. So that was really fun. In fact, he does bachelor parties, and I think I just might have him do my own bachelor party this in 2017 here because it was a lot of fun, and you can drink while you play, and you don't have to worry about anyone getting shot, which is kind of like the winning feature that I'm thinking about because it's a bachelor party. We all want to get our swerve on, but it's nice to get a little bit of firearms practice in as well safely.
I just
Don't
have to
drink and deflagrate.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm just laughing at trying to think of where your fiance works that they could have a gun sim. I'm thinking it's not IKEA.
No, she's a massage therapist, but we went to some event center. It was kind of a nice little catered Christmas party. But in the back room, you just set up this little 12-foot projector screen, and you use the SIRT pistols. So I mean, it's like riding a bike, without the recoil. But he's got some CO2 powered recoiling laser pistols as well. But it was really fun. I mean, they were accurate. They were calibrated really well. So I was hitting all sorts of targets, small and large. The only thing is that, without having that recoil impulse with just the SIRT pistols, I mean, you're not getting true one-to-one practice in because you can transition, you almost don't even need to stop on a target. You just kind of sweep and squeeze as your front sight passes the target, and you're not having to fight any kind of recoil or reacquire that sight picture. But it was really fun, and I'm hoping to do some more work with that guy.
Yeah, that's okay though, because you're still doing your sight alignment, you're still doing your trigger control, you're still doing all the other fundamentals. You're just not compensating for that recoil. So,
yeah,
still 99% good training.
Oh,
Yeah,
I can see the faces of everyone now as Ryan just sweeps the town, blows everybody else away in like 1/3 of the time.
Yeah, there were some comments because we were like the second couple to go up, and Kara was pissed at me because I actually cleaned the whole range of steel plates, and I think she shot 2. So she's like, "Hey, this is a 2-player game." I'm like, "Oh, whoops." so we reset, and then the next one I cleaned my half the targets, kind of split the screen in half, and then the next one I hit every other target, so she got to shoot some of the ones on the far side also. Like as I walked out, I heard someone else go, "Oh shoot, now I got to follow that."
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Kara's like, "I don't want your pity."
I'm like, "Get on my level."
Oh no!
Ryan's
No, you didn't
like,
say that.
no, it's okay. I'll do the shooting. You be the healer.
Yeah.
Nice. No, baby, look, we do it like we practice. You make me a sandwich, and I'll take care of this.
Oh gosh, we got to move on. I'm gonna get in trouble. All right, So the announcements this week, bandwidth sponsor is Patriot Patch Co. And as we're talking about the ultimate Christmas gifts, needless to say, anything from Patriot Patch Co. is going to be under $100 and an awesome gift for the gun lover in your life. So keep that in mind, but it's not actually featured in the main segment of this show. But the right now we got Patch of the Month Club still active for December. So we've got Silent Night, Santa Claus holding a pistol, threading on a suppressor onto the barrel. So $15 a month reoccurring, and you get a exclusive patch and sticker. Every now and then we throw in 2 stickers if we've got 2 really good ideas. But those are going to ship very soon because I've actually seen them. They're in stock. We're just waiting for these stickers to come in. So estimated the December 19th is the shipping, but it's probably going to be before that, and you might just miss out on this patch. So if you really want the Santa Claus Silent Night patch, you got to get signed up as quick as possible, or else you just might miss it. Also, we've got pre-orders. We've got a 1911 cleaning mat that I just added before Black Friday. We've also got a Luke 2236 patch with the verse, "He that hath no sword, let him sell his cloak and buy one." We've also got the participation trophy morale patch and the 3-pack of World War II pinups with a 1911, a Thompson, and a M1 Garand. And we also just added a hoodie to the pre-orders. So it's a navy hoodie. It's got the Freedom Switch design on there, which is an AR-15 selector switch, but the full auto just says Freedom on it. So that's starting at $35 on the website as well. So make sure you check out Patriot Patch Co. if you're still rounding out your Christmas shopping for your loved ones and your buddies. So also want to plug the Firearms Radio Network pledge program. You can pledge any amount of support to this podcast or any of your other favorite podcasts, and depending on your pledge level, you do get a Patriot Patch swag pack. So the more you pledge, the more sweet stuff you get from Patriot Patch. So the proceeds from that go directly to the podcast and getting us to buy new products to review. Also, Black Bag Resources coupon code. And since we've got the owner on the show, I'll go ahead and let him, or owner
hi.
of... Hi.
I don't have the show notes in front of me, so you go ahead.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
That's all right. I forgot about that.
I don't remember what. Yeah.
Yeah. Coupon code Ryan's Roll Pin, all one word, for $10 off any order over $50 site wide, and that expires December 10th. And the owner is a really cool guy, and he's on the show.
He's all right.
He's all right. He's got a sweet mustache. That's about all I can say about him.
He could put together a chassis with his friend ridiculing him and taking pictures while he's doing it.
It's good training. If you can't do it under pressure, you can't do it at all.
Yep.
After the third time taking the Matador arms, Sabertooth chassis apart, third time. He's like, "This is ridiculous. This is so difficult." I'm like, "Yeah, who's the Glock armorer? You, right?" "Oh, okay." I'm just saying.
Now, be honest. How
Whatever.
drunk
At
were
this
you when you
point,
did that?
At this point, Tony, you understand. I've been hanging upside down, blindfolded, putting that thing together and taking it apart. See how many times I can do it before my nose starts bleeding.
I just can't wait.
I really feel like I should hook up with Matador Arms and be like their official guy for putting this thing together because I've done it so many times.
Pretty much. I think it's time to make a video.
So then also we want to make sure you are aware of the coupon code Simon Says Train for Black Bag Resources. That gets you free shipping, and then whatever you added to your cart is going to be directly donated to Tony, and the second is for everyone diversity shoot. And that's a great way to make sure that new gun owners, people just getting into the hobby, into the lifestyle, get some free swag that Tony's going to give away from them that you yourself donated. So make sure you take advantage of that too. Simon Says Train, all one word. And then also, if you haven't already, check out the Gun Collective new store that Patriot Patch is designing and fulfilling, tgcgear.com or store.theguncollective.com. Every $5 you spend goes to an entry to win a really nice semi-automatic rifle and a hunting trip to go with it, with a total value of $4,000. So make sure you take advantage of that if you can. And so now we're going to get into the product spotlight. There's no review this week, but we are talking about 10 different products that are make good Christmas gifts this year for anyone on your list. And we're going to try and breeze through them as smoothly as we can, because 10 is a lot to get through in one show. So first off, someone thinks they're a smart guy, and they added this product. It's Magpul Hats, because I am the Magpul fanboy, apparently.
Yeah, you added it.
Oh, apparently.
No,
apparently.
I added it. I added it in.
Chad
you added it for Ryan?
Chad added it. Well, it's actually not a bad idea, because right now Magpul does have some closeout sales on their beanies and some of their other hats. Actually, just their beanies are closeout right now, so those are $11.98 per. They've even got some regular fold-over beanies for $9.98. They also have new hats that they've added to their catalog. So they've got kind of a classic script font one. They've also got the core low crown stretch fit. They've got the some flag ones. They've got some snapback hats. It's kind of more classic designs, and those are ranging between $20 and $26. So if you
looking hats,
yeah, they're definitely a nice quality of the fabric and the stitching as well. You're not gonna find something comparable, at a gas station or whatever. I mean, I would definitely wear these hats, but unfortunately, as much as I love Magpul, I can't seem to give the hint enough to my significant other to just buy me Magpul stuff, because she thinks I'm just gonna do it on my own anyway.
You probably will.
Yeah,
I probably will.
She's not wrong.
She is not wrong.
She is not wrong.
Yeah.
I do have to say, the Magpul hat thing, I've been giving them away or raffling them off, and at the second is for everyone diversity shoots, and they are really quality products, and people are really excited when they get them because they're good hats, and Magpul has cool logo, and even some of it, I mean, it just says Magpul, so if you're not a gun person, you really don't know, so it's kind of gray man, but it has a cool logo.
Yep. So that's the first item on the list. Next one is the Alien Gear Cloak Mag Carrier, and this is actually a brand new product that deserves to be talking in more detail about on another show. But because of the price point and the fact that chances are, if you're shopping for a gun owner, who carries or just shoots pistols at the range, having a mag carrier on your belt is just a good item to have, and it's kind of a product that a lot of people kind of look over and they don't really think about. So Alien Gear has put out this new Cloak Mag Carrier, and it's kind of unique because it's convertible to outside the waistband or inside the waistband if you really wanted to conceal it. So inside the waistband, it uses kind of a similar neoprene backer as their regular cloak holsters, the Cloak Tucks. It is tuckable as well. You can tuck your shirt around it for ultimate concealability. But you can also kind of detach it from that backing and flip it around and wear it on the outside. And it is completely adjustable. You can have that magazine canted in any direction you want. If you want it canted upside down on your tactical vest, if you want to can it, absolutely horizontal so that it didn't hang down below your shirt line. If you're wearing your shirt untucked, you could accomplish all of those things with this little mag carrier. So it's kind of a cool item. It's not that much. It's only $29.88. You can also get the double mag carrier for $49.88. So if you want to have the ability to carry two mags at once instead of having two individual carriers, you can do that as well.
Excuse me. While we're on it, I mean, since we're talking about holsters and know where to put this in, get a good belt. If your guy or girl or whatever doesn't have a sturdy belt to put their holster on, you can catch a lot of them on sale this time of year, again, because it's end of the year stuff. So you can pick them up a sturdy belt from a lot of different places. EDC belts, they can either be the nylon ones with Cobra buckles or even just normal leather belts. It's a good move to make just because you can't, a lot of them look like dress belts and you can't tell the difference anyway.
Yeah.
But it'll have the ability not to do what my belt did a couple of weekends ago when I put my CZ75 on it and the thing just drifted away from my
just
body.
Rolled.
Oh, geez.
Oh, yeah.
Tony's belt was all like, bye, Felicia.
So CZ came off and the Glock 19 went on. But, yeah, a good belt wouldn't do that.
Yeah, and actually, while you're on the Alien Gear website, they do sell gun belts. So you can get the Alien Gear gun belt for $60. And I know that seems a whole lot for a belt, but these actually are really good quality. They've got they're drum dyed English bridle leather, and they've got a spring steel inside layer to help reinforce the leather. And that spring steel makes it so the belt does not sag. Usually if you've got a leather belt and you wear it for a few months, it really gets worn, especially with the weight of a handgun on one side, it'll start to sag. So it really retains its integrity without having that spring steel on the inside. I have one, and that's the belt I wear every single day, and it looks practically brand new. It looks like a dress belt, actually. You can get them in black and in brown. But it's a really high quality gun belt.
Yeah, and I got to assume our listeners probably understand this already. But if you're new to this, a real gun belt is going to outlast a regular pants belt by decades. I mean, it's far superior product. So yeah, the $25, $30 belt you're getting at Kohl's is not going to stand up nearly as well as a $60 or $70 or $80 belt from
even
if it'll
even
manufacturer.
Yeah.
Even if it'll hold a gun and a holster.
Yeah.
Those cheap belts are really only good for scaring your kids anyway. Isn't that right, Chad?
What do you mean?
Yeah, but they sure leave a mark.
That's what the gun belt with the steel inserts for.
We're not talking. No, guys, I'm still on the clock. We can't talk about that right now. Next product.
No.
All right, next product. This is the Tracker Bravo. These are actually little tracking devices.
That you put on your kids.
That you can put on your keychain. You can put
your kids.
Put on your kids. You can put on your dog collar, your pet collar, or your kid collar. You can also take your gun. What I would like to do is take my gun case, take the foam out, and cut a little slit in the foam in the bottom, and tuck one of these suckers in there. And you can log into your phone. You can name the device. So if you had multiples, you can name, one gun case, one keys. And the nice thing is that, if it gets stolen or lost, using the power of the interwebs and the airwaves and Bluetooth and Wi-Fi and all that, you'll be able to track it with your phone. So it's actually a really cool item to have. So you can get one for $30, or you can, if you buy 3, you get 2 for free. So 5 total for $89.99 is on sale right now. You can even get 10 for $120. So it's really inexpensive for this tracking technology. The app is really simple to use. It's got a really nice interface. These guys had a really successful Kickstarter campaign a couple years ago. But now they're pumping these things out, and there's a lot of good customers that had good things to say about them. So even if you're not a gun person, this is a really great product to have just for like a stocking stuffer.
Yeah, they make a few different versions too, not just the one that you put in here.
Yeah, so this is the Bravo, but they've got the sticker, they've got the wallet, the tablet. They've got a lot of cool products. Different colors too: silver, blue, black, kind of a salmon.
What's the chance of somebody hacking this and finding out where your gun case with your guns is at?
Well, if you want to be gray man about it, don't name it gun case. Name it, I don't know.
FBI Van 2.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I want to know. If you really hack it, how many guys have played the geek thing one time too many, and you hack in and you find 100 of these things named Vera.
Exactly.
Call it Hillary's missing emails, and nobody will ever find them.
Nice.
Or look for them, for that matter. All right.
Just need to find
so romantic when you get political, Ryan.
So the next product is the Firefield Impact Mini Reflex sight. So I actually run a Firefield. Did I say Redfield? I meant Firefield. I actually run a little Firefield micro sight. It's not this Impact. It's the one they had before it, so the predecessor. I run it on my little 22 pistol, and I keep telling myself as soon as I break it, I'll upgrade to like a Vortex, and I haven't broken it yet, despite trying. And I guess I'm not trying like Tony hard to break it, but it's
Hold on. I can't let you get away with that. One, this is a skill, son. and you're either born with it or you don't have it at all. I don't have to try to break stuff. It just happens. It's like a super.
You're just a masterpiece of self-destruction.
Exactly.
Tony's mother has been quoted as saying, "You could break a steel ball with a powder puff."
Yep. And this is when I was a kid.
So
It's
I mean,
talent, son. Talent.
Boy, if that ain't the tub calling the toilet white.
all right. So if you don't know that kind of mini reflex sights, quality ones that aren't real cheap, made just kind of bought over Amazon or whatnot, they can run into the $300 and $400 ranges. So it's kind of hard to find one that's sub $100. That's not a big old tube. It's something that's small enough that you can put on your pistol if you've got a rail-mounted pistol, or even like if you want like a little AR and not have a huge, gigantic sight on there. So this is actually the cheapest mini reflex sight I've ever seen, and the fact that it's only $60, and I know for a fact that Firefield makes some good quality stuff because I have the predecessor, and for it keeps working for some reason. I don't know why. It's got some magic in it. And I wouldn't put it on the same tier as Vortex or Trigicon, but if you're just putting it on like a little 22 pistol, 22 rifle, something that's just like a little camp gun or plinker, and you're not going into spec ops with it, it's kind of nice to slip this in under the Christmas tree for someone on your list and without breaking the bank. So it looks like it comes with a riser mount if you wanted to mount it onto a rifle and have it some kind of co-witness with your iron sights, or at least give you a little bit higher eye relief. You can do that, but you can also mount it using the low mount onto something like a shotgun or a pistol for that application as well. So it's weatherproof and shockproof. It's got a 5 brightness settings. It's got a 5 MOA reticle. It's got a digital switch. It doesn't have any kind of backup with tritium or anything like that. But it's compatible with Smith & Wesson Core as well as Glock MOS, those optic-ready pistol platforms. 40 hours on a CR 1632 battery. Did you hear me, Chad? I said 1632.
What the heck kind of battery is that?
I don't know.
Worst battery ever.
So it's got a
2032 or GTFO, bro.
Or CR123.
Nice, really nice. So yeah, it's just a nice little optic for $60. It's kind of hard to not go wrong with it because you're not that invested into it like a $200 or $300 optic. So what do you guys think about it?
I think I can definitely send you a cheaper red dot, but you will not be happy with it the way you are with this one.
Yeah. Now I'm wondering, is that a decent red dot, and it just has held up, or did you get lucky? Because I had some cheaper red dots, and it didn't hold up on my 1022.
Yeah.
Every time I pulled the trigger, it changed focus. I thought I was sucking for a minute there. I'm like, what happened to me? Then I noticed the reticle just kept moving every time the 22 recoiled.
Well, if we get some more pledges to the podcast on the Firearms Radio Network, I will go out and buy this sucker, and I will torture test it for $60. That's not too much to get involved in there. I like it. It doesn't. Everyone knows I don't like big knobs, right? So it does not have a big ugly thumb knob on the side that can interfere with the ejection of
Well, it got
brass.
awfully personal, awfully quick.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, he's much more comfortable with small knobs.
Well, as long as they don't protrude and get in the way.
Okay, that's cool.
And something about Allen and his wrench. I don't know.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
and then it also the battery is accessed from the top of the red dot sight. Using it looks like it's got a plus sign slot, so you can use a flathead screwdriver or a coin. But kind of a big deal with mini red dot sights if you have to remove the entire sight to get to the battery on the underneath it. And then you'd have to, and reinstall battery and then re-zero it or verify your zero. So it's really nice that this thing could stay mounted and not shift zero when you have to change batteries. So far, it looks like on paper, it looks like a pretty good scope, but I'll give it a try for you guys.
Hey, side note, Ryan, I carry Firefield through the business, so if we want to get one of these at wholesale for testing,
do it.
Do that.
Do it.
Sweet.
You have my permission.
And
Okay.
maybe they should give it to Tony. If he looks at it and it falls apart, we'll know it's no good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't give it to Ryan. Give it to Tony. Let Tony torture test it.
Put it on the Saber.
Yeah, Tony
I'm
goes
on a
last.
high point.
Yeah, I go last. I go last.
That's a good idea.
All right. So the next one, this one's kind of a little bit more, not so much functional, but just kind of one of those things you give away for Christmas because it looks cool sitting on your desk. This is Cartridge Displays by Ballistic Concepts. And so what they actually do is they take a bullet and the cartridge and the primer, and they take this simulated gunpowder compound and they make an expanded view of a cartridge being detonated. So it kind of gives you a really nice view of the cartridge that you like. And they've got lots of cartridges on here. They've got 9mm, they've got 25mm if you want to get into the bigger bore, actually like, shooting down helicopter cartridges. They've got Blackout, they've got 6.5 Creedmoor, they've got 40 Mike, M35 or M385 linked grenade. That is a really cool one. So it really depends on if you know somebody that would really appreciate this little thing to sit on their desk as a display piece at home. That way you don't have to get them anything too complicated. I think everyone would enjoy one of these, honestly. If I got one for Christmas in any of these calibers, I'd be pretty psyched because it's a really cool artistic piece.
Yeah. Doesn't matter. Nobody's going to be disappointed with this. It's just a cool gift.
I wanted it the first time I saw it, and I still want it. I don't care. Hey, Sean, guess what I want for Christmas?
I'll let Robin know.
Oh. Never mind. She's already told you what I wanted for Christmas.
So it looks like the easiest way to purchase one of these is through their Etsy shop. So it doesn't seem like Etsy would be their best vehicle for sales of this thing, considering the demographic that use Etsy all the time. But it's there. So
the funny thing about this is it was just done by a guy who made one for, I think, a friend of his, or just to see if he could do it. And his friends liked it so much they kept asking for it. And then someone took a picture and put it on social media, and it just blew up. So all of a sudden, he pretty much had to quit his day job.
Isn't that the entrepreneurial spirit?
Yeah,
you get for being awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's freaking phenomenal. Yeah, the only thing is something like this I couldn't put on my desk at work. I'd probably get fired. That would definitely be a home.
Oh, same
desk.
here.
Yeah.
Oh, see, I could do that at my work because my office is like solo, and I have a Bravo company calendar on the wall anyway, so they know what they're getting into.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Ryan would probably get in trouble at his office.
No, my office is it's all right there.
Sitting.
Yeah, exactly. So it looks like the prices.
I do what I want. She said I could.
In my office, I do what I want to.
Yeah.
As long as it's okay with the wife.
The prices are pretty good. $60 for 300 Blackout, $50 for 9mm. It's when you get into the larger military cartridges, like that are actually like explosive devices, like the grenade, or the 25mm. That's when you get past $100. But I mean, if you wanted to get somebody just a Milsurp 7.62 by 54R, if they're a big Mosin Nagant fan, or just a standard 5.56 223, for $60, I at least do the 50 cal, the 50 BMG for 109. I know it's over $100, but that way when anyone asks, you can just say, "Oh yeah, it's 50 BMG."
You get to choose what the base wood is also.
Yep. So if you want black, oak, maple,
they're really a few bucks more.
Yeah, they're really attractive pieces. Definitely not kid friendly, I would say, because it looks like if you knocked it over the desk, that'd be the end of it.
Oh, then I can't use it.
Yeah.
All right.
Not
so
Tony
next up, we got ETS Glock magazines. So I've been really wanting to get my hands on some of these too. So they're Glock mags, but the mag is transparent because of that clear polymer. So you'll be able to see and count how many rounds you have left in the magazine. So pretty easy to see the follower, see if you've got 1 round left, or if you got 10 rounds left, or if you got a full mag. And they offer it in all sorts of sizes. So if you want the 10 rounder for the Glock 26, if you want the full 31 rounder for the Glock 18, even if you want like competition legal mags, like 22 rounders, 27 rounders. Of course, they got the Glock 19, Glock 17. So they also have 40 caliber Glock 22, 16 round magazines. If you live in a tyrannical state, you can also get the limited 10 round mags. Or if you're shooting competition where there is a 10 round limit, you can get those mags as well. So they are clear. And I've been looking to get a hold of some too. So maybe in the next year I'll get some and do a review on them, because I'm curious to see if they hold up as well as and they're worthy of carrying and kind of trusting your life to.
The other thing that I don't think you noticed or didn't mention, you can get different colored followers. They cost a few extra bucks, but you can see them through the clear mags. So if you want to like load your carry ammo in, a blue follower and your other ammo in like a yellow follower or something, you can.
Yep. And the price for these varies which ones you want. I mean, $29.99 for a 31 round magazine is a really good price considering what factory Glock 31 round magazines cost on the store shelf.
$50, right?
Yeah, right. So that's a steal right there. 15 round 9mm Glock 19 mags, $16.99. I mean, that's really good price.
Still like,
Magpul territory.
Yeah. So check those out. So you can get them from several dealers, actually. Elite Tactical Systems website, you can buy them. I know Lone Wolf Distributors is a dealer, and they have some of those in stock too. I was just looking at them today.
And if you look around, I was on Slick Guns earlier for Black Friday. I mean, this is gone, but I don't know if it's still there or not. They had them for $11.
Dang. That's cheap.
You had to buy 3. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, so what? The point is?
Ow. Twist my arm. Ow.
Like I wasn't going to do that anyway.
So did you order some?
No. Because, again, the same thing we spoke about off air. I have no idea if the Magpul ones I use have that extra on the bottom that allow me to rest my finger on it. And I don't know
Shame
if
him.
Shame him. Shame.
So I'm like, the Magpuls were on sale for $13 each. So I'm like, I get mags that I know will fit me and spend $2 more. I'm cool with that. Let Ryan buy these.
Okay. Ow, my arm,
so
you're twisting it.
If I remember right, you also had a note on this. Any magazine is probably a good gift for a gun person.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes. If you find out what they carry, and just anyone's going to love extra magazines. I don't care who you are.
Yeah. Just find out what they've got and buy them extra magazines for it.
Yeah.
Whether AR mags, AK mags.
Yeah. I thought about this
mags,
earlier.
whatever.
Buy them a magazine to something they don't already own, because if they're like me, that gives them a reason to buy it. Oh no, a CZ75 magazine. Darn it, now I gotta go buy one.
Yeah.
And it's a pre-B. Enjoy that hunting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Hey, I'll sell one to you for $400.
Don't buy it from him, Ryan. Call me.
I don't even want to know what he's got for sale now.
Oh, a High Point magazine. Oh, I had a table that had a wobble in it. That'll fix it right up.
Hey, dude. A what? A what? What did you say?
All right. So the next item is ear protection. I've done a review on these on the Firearms Insider before. The Howard Light Impact Sport Ear Pros. You can get them between $60 and $70 MSRP. I've gotten mine well below 40. Just depends on what retailer you go to. These are really nice electronic earmuffs. I've tried Caldwell's out, and these things have lasted they're pushed in 2 years for me. I still have my original set. So it's got the microphone on there, so you can have conversation with people at the range every time a gun goes off. and it passes a certain decibel level, it kind of shuts off the mic and it acts like regular earmuffs, but you're still able to carry on a regular conversation at the range, which is really good for hearing the firearms or the range safety officer issuing commands, saying when the range is going cold or whatnot. Good for hearing conversations of people throwing shade at you behind your back. You can hear that just as well. I wear these when I'm hunting, especially when I'm in the duck blind, but even deer hunting, I wear these because the microphone amplifies the ambient sound, and I've actually heard a deer behind me crunching the snow and the leaves that I probably wouldn't have heard for another 30, 40 seconds in range because I had these on. And I really like them. They're affordable, and the construction, they've held up really well. They fold up into a nice small little ball so they don't take up too much space in your range bag. And I have yet to break it yet, so that's also a good thing. But then again, I'm not Tony, and I don't just throw things against the wall for no reason.
Well, I'm just keeping notes. You like small balls and small knobs. Gotcha.
Yes. I'm glad someone's keeping track.
Well, I'll throw in something here with those. I actually just bought a pair, like literally a couple weeks ago, and I've tried them out once, and they seem comfortable. They work well. They actually come with batteries for you, Sean, and
yeah, but they're AAA.
Yeah, but they actually came with a cord, so you can like hook up your phone or MP3 player to them also.
Yeah, they
right, because if you want to have some kick-ass theme music while you're shooting guns and being a general badass, you can do that with these headphones, baby.
That's right.
Of course, everybody else will think you're a complete idiot, but hey,
Well,
How would that be anything new?
Yeah,
that's perfect. It's perfect for Tony then, right?
I don't know. I don't know. Ryan said he wears them so he can hear deer throwing shade at him while he's hunting.
Yeah. Look at that hunter. He smells like ass.
Look. We're all behind the tree. Look. He's sleeping.
True story. So
they came into the woods thinking we would not smell that bubble gum. Are you kidding me?
How are you coming in here eating a now later?
He's got a bag of Cheetos. So it does have a 4-hour automatic shutoff, which is really good because sometimes you do forget to turn them off at the range. So that helps conserve those precious AAA batteries. I really like them. When my break, I'm just going to go turn around and go buy another pair because I've been so impressed with them so far.
They're kind of ubiquitous. Anytime you see pictures of big groups of training classes or guys that are doing more dynamic stuff, chances are somebody's wearing a set of Howard lights, whether it's the Impact Sport or something similar. These are kind of all over the place. I'll be honest, not my absolute favorite. Totally a good product. If you've got them, don't be disappointed in any way. But I do have a couple of things I like just a little bit better. Same features, a little bit better sound quality, a little bit better fit, which I find helps with blocking out some of that noise. But yeah, all around great product. And if you're catching it on sale, like on Amazon, they just had them recently for like $38. You really can't go wrong at that price.
Yeah. The only thing I really don't like about them is that if you're going to shoot a rifle and you have to make a cheek weld, it still has enough, obviously it's got to have full coverage over your ears in order to cancel sound. But it's just not great for shooting a rifle on the bench or even standing up and getting that cheek weld because it's going to end up pushing your left or right ear cup higher, and you're better off just switching to regular plugs at that point.
Personal fitment has been a big complaint with these because I sell these too. And with a couple of customers, I sat down and we pulled out 4 or 5 different sets of electronic earmuffs, and everybody tried them on and compared them and did all that stuff. And these came in second.
Yeah.
Behind the Peltor range guards. Yeah, the Peltors were the ones that by far everybody liked the best in that price range. So, but they've got more of a scallop shape to the bottom of the ear cup so that you don't run into that problem with the rifle. But yeah, that seems to be the big complaint with these. There's just a little bit too much bulk to them when you're wearing them to use them comfortably with a rifle. And I see a lot of guys shoot shotgun with them with no problem, and I do see them in a lot of rifle classes that people do it. So it might just be a personal fitment. you know, I don't know, Brian, maybe your ears sit too low on your head. Maybe it's not the muff.
Well, I actually prefer rings that are low enough so that there's like barely, you know, an 1/8 inch clearance between the bell or the optic and the scope. So or the bell of the optic and the barrel. So if you're shooting something with like an AR-15 with a really high scope to bore height, you know, and you're using more of like a almost not chin weld, but you know, not quite on your cheekbone, that could have a big difference as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I didn't know you were low riding your optics, man.
You guys are just learning all sorts of things about me today, aren't you?
It's been a very
scaring the
personal
crap out of
episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a lot to learn today.
I'm scared, very scared.
I was
Should be.
shooting my CZ 455 last week or week before last, and I noticed they kept coming off my ear because I was using iron sights. So I ended up having to use the old-fashioned foamies, mainly because it just kept pushing it off of my right ear, which wouldn't really bother me because it was a 22. But the guy shooting a Mosin Nagant next to me was a real problem. So I decided.
Everyone's favorite range buddy.
Yeah.
I mean, the only thing I've noticed with my Howard lights is if you're in an indoor range or a very active outdoor range, and there's a lot of people shooting, sometimes the mics will just cut off the whole time they're shooting just because they're trying to attenuate the noise, so you don't really hear hardly
you
anything.
may as well just turn them off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've gotten to do that. And also, when we were taking that IDPA class, we were there for what, 5-6 hours?
Right.
Those things became uncomfortable. I mean, I'm sure almost anything would, but it was really squeezing my head hard. I had to pop them off. Yeah. So the Peltors were more comfortable. Sean let me wear yours, right, for a minute just to check it out. Felt much better. I'm just saying, if you're doing short range trips, an hour, I don't think it makes a difference, hour or two. But an all day class, I really was uncomfortable with them. But I'm talking
so
hours.
Again, kind of like we said with the magazines, if you've got a shooter on your Christmas list or Hanukkah list or whatever, Electronic Ear Pro, quality Electronic Ear Pro, anywhere from let's say $50 to $80 is probably a good price point that you can find good electronic earmuffs. They'll really enjoy these. It definitely enhances your experience at the range, especially if you're taking a class. So great way to go. Next product.
We're talking about Trauma Pack Pro. So it's really important for everyone to have some sort of first aid, but especially if you're into shooting sports, going to the range, or hunting, or just basically if you're commuting a lot during your workday. It's really important for you to have some kind of first aid kit for you to treat really bad injuries, including but not limited to gunshots, because it does happen. So somebody was really nice enough to pick a trauma pack from the Black Bag Resources website, which just so happens to be $50, and offer that on the show notes. So was that you, Chad?
Yeah, I stuck it in here. I figure, you can't go wrong giving somebody something like this. I mean, of course, training to use it would be even better, but a lot
Convenient
of this stuff...
segue to December 11th critical self-aid course with Black Bag Resources.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
But
shameless plug.
Yeah, even if you don't know how to use this stuff, watch a few videos. You can figure it out. I mean, this particular tourniquet, is pretty self-explanatory. You just kind of wrap it around, and it's got like, when it makes little squares or something, I can't remember exactly. The quick clot is kind of one of those things. It's like, if I remember right, it's probably an impregnated gauze pad, but I don't know for. And so, it's kind of, if it's somewhere not bad enough maybe for a tourniquet, but you still need to stop quite a bit of bleeding, you can just kind of stick that on and then like tape it up or do whatever you need to help stop bleeding. Or it looks like some other stuff. It comes with a trauma pad, which I'm guessing is just gauze pad for your normal everyday cuts that are bigger than a Band-Aid. So, and gloves, so that if you're working on somebody besides yourself and don't want to catch something that Tony might have, you're probably doing okay.
You can't catch excellence.
Oh, that's my problem.
You can't catch excellence. You got to be born with it, baby.
Oh, well, I'm screwed. So, yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
this particular kit is a multi-level piece. That you've got the gloves in there, you've got duct tape, you've got all these things that you kind of go, all right, well, these are all handy. But if you think about a real traumatic laceration, puncture wound, those kinds of things, you're going to use all of these pieces in conjunction. The quick clot goes on to help reduce the bleeding. The gauze will go over top of that to hold the quick clot in place and absorb some of that blood, so you can contain it. The SWAT T tourniquet, in addition to being used as a tourniquet, can also be used as a compression dressing, which is the reason I like this one in particular. People go back and forth, and a buddy of mine's an ER and trauma doc who's going to be teaching the class on the 11th. He prefers a CAT tourniquet for certain applications and a SWAT T tourniquet for others. So a little education is helpful too, like you said earlier. But
right.
it's hard to go wrong with this. And if you are local and you're signing up for that class for next weekend or this weekend, actually, you can get a discount on this too in a bundle. First aid kit, again, kind of along that same line of thinking. A good boo-boo kit is always nice to have with the range bag too, just in case somebody, I don't know, brings a surplus shotgun to a class that they've never fired before, and the trigger guard breaks off and the hammer cuts their thumb. It's nice to have a
do
band.
that?
Is that oddly specific?
Who would do something like that?
No.
I don't know.
Gee,
But,
I wonder.
These kind of things happen. You're going to get little injuries and boo-boos, and hopefully you never really need something to this level.
Yep.
But if you give it as a gift, it's kind of a way of saying, hey, I like you, and if something bad happens to you, I want you to survive it because I'd like having you around. It's a really nice, thoughtful, sweet, lovey-dovey kind of gift without being, too sissy frou-frou about it.
Yeah.
Okay, you're pushing it.
Okie dokie.
So was I correct in assuming that you could, kind of treat one gunshot wound, at least on your way to the hospital, you can stop the bleeding and somewhat treat it, or is gunshot wounds not applicable to this kit?
No, that's absolutely. This is what that's for.
Okay.
And with the understanding that professional medical attention will be necessary as soon as possible. This is designed to keep you alive long enough to get to the doctor.
Right. Cool. So the next product we got, we're down to 2 left. So I believe Chad added this one too. This is the Triumph Systems Pop Packs. I've actually seen these at the NRA show. These are really cool. So you want to describe these since you added them?
I can. And I will say that they are non-toxic. So if Sean from We Like Shooting dies and they blame these, then, we'll know. I guess they tried them on a video and say they taste like liquid cardboard or something disgusting. So I wouldn't recommend eating them. What they are is they're kind of like gelled paint, kind of like paintballs use. And they're in these packs. They come in a case of 12. And they come in 3 different colors. You have like yellow, green, and pink. And when you shoot them, if you hit them dead center, they pretty much explode. But if you just kind of nick the side, they just kind of drip. So you can use them for training, for neutralization. They have some holes at the top. You can just thumbtack them to a target or duct tape them up there or whatever. They also have shapes and numbers on the package. So like a square, a diamond, and a circle, and then, numbered. So you can, if you're doing training or something, you can say, hey, shoot the, or you could say, hey, shoot number 2 or something to that effect. I actually have some of these. They are pretty cool. Depending on what you shoot them with, is some things are better than others. And the better they hit, the better they work. They run from Triumph Systems. They're $18.99 for a package. Our local Bi-Mart, which if you're in the Northwest, you know what that is, has them for I think $15 for a package. So I thought that was pretty cool that they're actually in stores sometimes. And I guess 12 bags. It comes with 9 stickers for the numbers. So that pretty much about covers it.
You apply the numbers yourself?
Yes.
Okay.
So you get 12 bags, but only 9 numbers.
Right. I guess.
Okay.
Because you can just say, do a triangle instead of a number. I don't know. But you can just write on them with a Sharpie. So it's not like you can't do something.
I think it's the same person that came up with the hot dogs and the rolls. You have more hot dogs than you have rolls.
Yes.
Well, I don't think you can just buy the stickers, so that one confuses me. But yeah, they're pretty cool. So they're cheap. You know, most people that shoot always like reactive targets. So that's
come on. We always like stuff that blows up.
Yeah, right.
Well, yeah, they don't quite blow up, but you know,
it makes a big mess.
Yeah, but it's biodegradable, so
Chad, if they're not blowing up, you need to shoot them with something bigger, bruh.
There you go.
Throw it in the air, shoot it with a shotgun, and just hose everything around you in a fluorescent paint.
That works.
Yep.
Shotgun.
All right, so we're on to our last product of the list, and who added this one? Was that Chad again?
I stuck that one in there, even though the MSRP is a little more than $100.
Right, but you can find it on Amazon for less. So this is the chronograph by Caldwell.
Yes.
And so it's $109 retail MSRP, but however, I do have a link in the show notes for the Amazon page, and that's $75. So that's actually a really good price for a chronograph.
And part of the reason I added this was because I do own this chronograph. And it works fine. So it's pretty basic. You flip a switch for feet per second or feet per meters or something, or meters per second. And then it displays as you shoot across it, typical chronograph, but it does have one kind of cool thing. It comes with a 15-foot cable to hook it up to your smartphone, and you can download their chronograph app. And I can try to show it to you here on the screen. It hooks up. There's the one screen. It kind of, if it was hooked up to the chronograph, it would display a little different. You can save groups. You can enter some stuff in there. And then you can do saved groups, which will tell you like averages and stuff like that. So like this one, I only fired 4 shots and it was doing, on average, 2163, gives you standard deviation, minimum, maximum, spread. And
does it give you foot pounds?
It does if you enter, let's see, the bullet weight.
Okay.
It will do that. I have done it. Of course, the one I pulled up didn't show that, but it does do that. So it's at least on the app. So
this is if you have someone that reloads, this is a really handy item for just kind of tracking the velocity of their reloads, so they can compare that with what the manuals say, using their chosen smokeless powder and the amount of charge that they used. Is this compatible with like archery and paintball as well?
Yes.
Okay.
I think it says it goes down to some outrageously low speed. I think you can, if you take the little sun shields off, they just kind of clip on. It comes with a bag. You can run your hand across it or run like a flashlight across it, and it'll read like 20 feet per second. So.
Wow.
Yeah, it says on the website, ideal for firearms, archery, airgun, and paintball.
Yeah, it goes low. So
cool. I mean, that's
the cool
a huge thing for any archers too, because it's just like reloading. If you change out the shaft, the weight of the tip, so broadheads versus field tips, as well as tuning your bow, it's really important to know the velocity of your arrows.
Yeah, it says it measures from 5 to 9,999 feet per second.
So if you got something that goes faster than 10,000 feet per second, you're kind of SOL.
Yeah, so your rail gun might not measure it.
But
The only thing that's really not cool about this, which some people care, some don't, you have to supply your own tripod to set it on.
Or you can just
Or a
get
bench.
a used one from an old camera shop or something like that.
Oh yeah, it's not like you can. I mean, we have cameras around here, so finding a
For
tripod.
$75, it's not a deal breaker.
yeah, not at all.
Exactly.
Cool. So those are our top 10 picks for under $100. If you have anything we didn't mention, if you want to go over to our Facebook page, the Firearms Insider Facebook page, and leave a comment saying what we missed that you would like to add, that'd be a really cool thing to do.
Hey, I wanted to
I'm going to go
actually-
leave one as soon as I get off the phone with you guys.
Yeah,
It's going to blow up, isn't it?
No. It's real. Yeah. No. But 10's very limited, and we're limited on time. So
Yeah,
I'm going to throw a couple more things over there that I think are cool that firearms people might enjoy. And
how about each one of us has an honorable mention right now? So start with you, Sean.
K-Bar Spork.
Oh, seriously?
Did I beat you to it, Tony?
No, I was gonna say K-Bar Knife.
Yeah. Well, all right.
That was mine. Great.
So the kicker for me is this is something I ordered over the summer, and I was blown away by the response they got. Like, I looked at it and went, okay, it's a spork, and you pop the handle apart, and there's a little plastic knife inside the handle, so you've got a knife and fork, spoon, knifey spoony, combo deal, and it's shaped like the K-Bar Marine Corps fighting handle. But they've sold like hotcakes. Not that I've ever sold hotcakes to compare, but people really seem to get a kick out of them. And I've seen them listed in places for $10. I normally sell them for $6. I've got them on a super low discount for $5. So if there's somebody on your wish list that you just need a little something extra for them, a stocking stuffer, something to attach to the outside of the package, people seem to really get a kick out of these.
Okay.
Nice.
Tony?
All right, since somebody else is going to do what I just said, I'll go with the Cold Steel GI Tanto. If you got someone who decides to make themselves a go bag, a get home bag or whatever, and you don't want to drop a ton of money on a knife that you're never going to see because it's going to be in the trunk, this is a very solid knife that you can beat the snot out of, and you can also remove the handles and use it as a spear. At least that's what they say. And also it's something Sean actually sells on his site. That's where I got mine. I've beat the living crap out of it, and it's still good to go.
Yeah,
It survives Tony Simon.
That's what I was going to say. It's a good product if Tony hasn't broke it.
In like 3 years, I haven't broke it yet. So there you go.
Nice. What about you,
really
Chad?
robust. I think a lot of you guys got them.
Yeah, I got one.
I got one.
What was that, Ryan?
What's your honorable mention?
Oh, well, that's easy. Ammo.
Nice.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
Can't argue with that.
Anybody that shoots, if you know what caliber they have, buy them a box of ammo or more, a case.
All right.
But
5
make sure
cases,
you know
whatever.
what.
Or like the
ammo.
magazine. Get something they don't have, and then it's an excuse to buy another gun.
Yeah,
There you go.
whatever.
Now that
357 SIG. Oh man.
only worked with me once with a 357 Magnum. Yes, somebody donated some ammo, and there was a box of 357 ammo in it, and I went and bought a 357 Magnum because I had the ammo. So, yes.
Game
That'll
on.
work on me all the time.
All right. What about you, Roberto?
Actually, because I was looking for it, I just poked around Sean's site, and that Condor Assault Pack looks pretty cool. Other than the fact that it's out of stock.
Yeah, that's something I managed in 3 years to beat to death, but it was a rough 3 years on that sucker.
Mm.
Yeah. When you talk about putting 100 pounds of crap in a 50-pound bag, Tony does it on a regular basis.
And then I throw it in the back of the car. So
Mhm.
yeah, it took years to break it, but it took years of abuse.
Yeah, because I'm
Drop
looking
it
to
on
get a
the-
motorcycle, and I was thinking about getting something to put on the sissy bar in the back.
Oh yeah,
There
definitely.
you go.
Scrap it.
Not that one. I'll send you a link, Rob, for another bag I have
Mhm.
that you might like better for on the bike.
But for the money, what I found with the Condor is they hold up for a long time for the money you spend. To get something better, you're gonna have to spend what, 3 times as much?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's
And
the 511 go for, Ryan?
The backpack,
Yeah.
the 72 hour.
It's what, 280?
Yeah.
Yeah. Something like. Are you talking about that deployment bag?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Hey, Sean.
Sean would know.
Are you talking about the deployment bag?
No. I was thinking a backpack. Yeah, the deployment bag is actually real small.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That'd be good for a med kit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or just a overnight bag. You know, just a change of undies and.
Okay. So send me a link when you get a sec.
Cool.
Yeah, I'll send you some stuff.
So I was going to mention the K-bar knife because it's kind of just a classic gift for anybody. Really big fighting knife. I mean, I just bought one. I added it to my order when I was buying some stuff from LA Police Gear this last week. And I mean, if you don't have a K-bar and you're a gun guy and you're a big fan of like history, military history, things like that, what's wrong with you? Come on, get on my level.
If every conversation within the first 30 seconds turns into you explaining your time in the Marine Corps and you don't have a K-bar, you should be embarrassed. And if you have a friend who gives you one for Christmas,
who would do such a thing like that?
I don't know, but I have my K-bar here that Sean gave me for Christmas.
But actually, I'm going to change it, even though technically I guess I get two. But shooting gloves is actually a really big one that a lot of people just wear regular like mechanics gloves. But there's really some really nice shooting gloves that have more dexterity so that when you're shooting a handgun, you feel like your fingers aren't being limited with how much they're able to curl and pull the trigger and grip the frame. So I'm actually going to recommend the SKD Tactical Pig Full Dexterity Tactical Alpha gloves. They're $42.95. They come in 4 colors: black, FDE, OD green, and kind of a gray color, battleship, stealthy kind of gray. And they are compatible with using your smart devices. So they've got a conductor sewn into the index finger, so you can mess with your phone while you still have your gloves on. But like I said, they're full dexterity. You can, no problem manipulating your multiple firearms, your ARs, your pistols. They're just a kind of a great overall glove for under $50. I'm currently trying to wear them out right now for review, and so far I've loved them. Other than the fact that they're really soak up moisture. So if you're shooting in the rain, like I do in the Northwest here, then that kind of becomes a problem, and they kind of wake up that moisture. But
hey, could I go back to the K-bar again real quick? It's about knives, and if your relative is a knife person or whoever you're buying a gift for, you can really mess up if somebody's a knife person, because a knife person can be anybody from the guy that buys whatever at the gas station or the flea market, and he considers himself a knife person, and he buys like $5 knives, or a knife person can be someone that buys $300, $500 custom-made folders. But either end of that spectrum, getting something like a classic K-bar, they will, either end of that spectrum would appreciate something like that. I think that's a safe buy, just because of it's a classic fighting knife. It has a history behind it. So anyone on, again, either end of the custom knife or just a knife guy will go, this is awesome. You can't go wrong.
And if K-Bar wants to send us any of the proceeds from the sales that we just sent them, they can email me at gungearreview@gmail.com, and I'll give you that information.
Don't forget, if they want to sponsor the Gun and Gear Review podcast.
Or even the Second is for Everyone diversity shoot.
Hey. There's not that room for that many mooches in here. So speaking of mooches,
and go buy your K-Bar knife from blackbagresources.com.
We are shameless here. We have no shame on this show.
Speaking of mooching, now's the time where we let Tony get on the soapbox and tell us about what he's got going on.
Before you do that, I'm out of time. So I love you guys. This has been a great episode. It's been a lot of fun. But bye, Felicia.
See you, Sean.
Bye, Sean. Well, luckily, I have no shame, so it doesn't bother me in the least bit. So the Second is for Everyone diversity shoot starts February 2nd, 2017 at Gun for Hire Range in Woodland Park, New Jersey. Over the weekend, I've spoken to a few people, and there will be multiple places in New Jersey that will have shoots, and they will go on the schedule next year. Also, if you want to donate to us, you can go on diversityshoot.com. There's a donate button there. Help me out. If you only give $5, that's great, because that'll buy half a box of ammo. I need all the help I can get, because we're going to be at various ranges. And what I do with the ammo is either use it at the shoot or give it away to people that come and volunteer at the shoot. Second is for Everyone Diversity Shoot. You can go to Second is for Everyone on Facebook. You can go to Simon Says Train on Instagram or Facebook. So thank you very much again. 'Tis the season. Help a brother out, because we're going to be really busy in 2017.
Well said.
And that's a good thing.
Yes, sir. Oh, hold on. Let me tell you real quick what they tried to do in this state over the weekend. Yesterday,
What
they were
haven't
supposed.
they tried to do in your state?
How's this? They tried to sneak a bill past us that they were going to put in committee Monday, yesterday, that would require you couldn't handle a firearm in this state unless you had a firearms ID card and a state identification card. No exemptions. That means if you want to take your 10-year-old out to shoot a gun for the first time, that kid would have to have a state identification card and a firearms ID card. If you wanted to take your, and anyone from out of state, if you didn't have a New Jersey firearms ID card, you couldn't shoot at a range in this state. They were trying to kill the Second Amendment. And that's why you have to join Second Amendment groups. You have to pay attention. We stormed the websites. We called. We sent letters. And I'm talking Thursday, Friday. And pretty much by Friday at 1 o'clock, they pulled it off the table, because there's just overwhelming responses from gun owners. That's why it's important to join Second Amendment groups, get on the emails, join the Facebook pages, and be part of your community, because this would have actually pretty much killed the Second Amendment within 2 generations in the state of New Jersey. And the funny thing is, I work for the Department of Corrections. A lot of the cops there would not have been exempt from this. They wouldn't have been able to go to the range and qualify with their own firearms, because they don't have a firearms ID card. That's how stupid this law was going to be. And that's why you have to stay on top of your legislators. And this is what Second Amendment groups do. They post this stuff. They get it out. They put this out to over 1 million gun owners in the state, and people responded overwhelmingly, to the point they pulled the bill completely off the floor. So that's why I do what I do, to bring people in that would normally never join a Second Amendment group, and this is why I do it.
I got something they can do in the quiet of the night. Fix that bridge.
What, the one they closed down that nothing was wrong with?
Yeah.
Yeah. That tells you the kind of politicians we have in this state, that they'd shut a bridge down because a mayor didn't support our governors. A Democratic mayor didn't support the Republican governor's re-election bid. So he shut down a bridge going into his town and caused major traffic jams all day, just out of spite. That's what kind of scumbags your legislators can be if you don't stay on top of them.
That's Joyzy.
Yeah, that's insane. That's insane, and sadly, no one's going to pay for it. But all right, let's continue with the show.
Actually, the show's over now. So
cool.
send questions or comments to gungearreview@gmail.com. Remember to subscribe and leave us an iTunes review. Check out all the other shows on the Firearms Radio Network at firearmsradio.tv, and be sure to visit the Firearms Insider for reviews and industry coverage. So I hope everyone has a good week, and we got a couple more episodes to go before Christmas, but I'm glad that we were able to squeeze in this one, so you got some time to do some shopping. Next week, we'll return to your regularly scheduled broadcast of talking about reviews and some other cool stuff to out open on the market. So everyone shoot safe, have a great week, and I'll see you on the next one.
Bye, Felicia.
Bye, Felicia.
Bye.
Oh, God.